Nearly 40,000 people in Moore County in the dark again tonight. Now at 7, from the investigation to the toll on the community. WRAL has team coverage of the attack on the power grid, including what the governor is saying about the search to find those responsible and how many more days people will have to wait for the power to return.
Dozens of people are lining up here in Moore County for free food as the blackout continues. We talk to people who pitched in to help.
We're tracking a wet weather trend. I'll outline which day has the best chance for rain and the huge temperature jump into the 70s.
In 2 hours, a curfew takes effect in Moore County as the community remains in the dark after a major power grid attack. This is one of the 2 substations hit by gunfire within the same hour as a drag show in Southern Pines that drew threats and protests. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. We have extensive team coverage for you of every angle of this story. Right now, more than 30,000 people without power, and officials say they likely will be that way through at least Wednesday. Moore County schools are closed again tomorrow.
The FBI is now involved in this investigation, and the Biden administration is reportedly closely monitoring this. Governor Cooper addressed the situation in the last few hours. He said this attack represents a new kind of a concern for infrastructure in North Carolina.
Investigators also took to the podium during a news conference. WRL's Keenan Willard was there.
Right now, they aren't issuing any new information, only continuing to say that this was an intentional and targeted attack. The governor did call for something to be done to stop this from ever happening again. In a briefing with state and local investigators, Governor Cooper said the search continues for whoever shot out 2 substations in Moore County Saturday night and why. Cooper was asked if this is being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism.
I think investigators are leaving no stone unturned as to what this is. They are looking at every motivation that could possibly occur here, and they want to find the perpetrator.
Duke Energy says 45,000 customers were left without power when the stations were attacked. That figure dropped to 38,000 yesterday. But the company says the majority of households could still be in the dark until Thursday.
It's not as simple as changing a light bulb, as it were. Some of this equipment does take, a significant amount of work, a significant amount of process that goes through putting into place safely.
Investigators declined to say what kind of weapon was used in the shootings or if they believe multiple people were involved. Duke Energy also declined to say if there were surveillance cameras at the power stations. The governor did say this act represents a new kind of threat to North Carolina.
I'm always concerned about critical infrastructure, and I think we certainly need to learn from this incident as to what we may need to do, because these kinds of things cannot happen.
Investigators are also calling on the community to send in tips to the Moore County Sheriff's Office tip line. That number is going to be 910-947-4444. You can also find it on our website, WRAL.com. Keenan Willard, WRAL News, Moore County.
We should mention less than a month ago, a similar situation unfolded in Jones County. Vandalism to the Carteret-Craven Electric Cooperative. The substation there near Maysville knocked out power to more than 12,000 customers. Officials said vandals damaged transformers and caused them to leak coolant oil.
Dan, right now in the Live Center, just getting a statement in from Equality, North Carolina about these attacks. There was a drag show that was going on down in Moore County. The 2 issues here, the outage and that drag show, have not been connected at all. There's no line drawn between the 2, but some folks are asking questions, and here's part of the statement that was released to the Live Center. While we don't know the precise motivation behind this attack, extremists, this goes on to say, in Moore County, have been protesting a drag event to be held in the county, or the community rather, at the exact time that power stations were damaged by gunfire. So there are some that are wondering, is this just a coincidence? Was it specific? Was that the target to shut the power out? We'll keep you updated as new information continues to come in on this major investigation impacting tens of thousands of people there in Moore County tonight. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. And as a matter of fact, power crews are working around the clock to get those lights back on in Moore County. And some food vendors spent the evening giving people a warm meal as they wait. WRAL's Julian Grace is live from Carthage, where dinner is being served. And Julian, this just highlights one way this community is coming together.
Deborah, you're absolutely right. This community is coming together. And some of these vendors have been out here since 4 o'clock, starting with this vendor right here. And it goes all the way to the end of this trailer here. Now, there was another food vendor here shortly ago, moments ago, but that vendor left because he simply ran out of food. So what is being served up? Green beans, macaroni and cheese, chicken, hot dogs, all for free. Now, one vendor came all the way from Fayetteville, and then he recruited one of his buddies to come out here as well to give away food. Now, you will hear from those vendors, and we also want you to take a listen to a woman from Moore County who was grateful for the support today.
This just means that I'm thankful to have my family and just waiting to have just having hope in your heart that eventually whomever done this will be put behind bars.
We wanted to go ahead and help out. We knew the situation happened. We wanted to do anything we could to get people, get some food going and get them situated. It's been it's a sad thing what happened, and we want to help out any way we can.
Coming back out here live once again, so many people out here are grateful just to have a warm meal tonight. So what happens next? That's the big question that is out there, Deborah. Some of the people that have been giving out food today tell me they plan on coming back later this week. They will continue to monitor the situation. But once again, Deborah, a lot of people are just grateful for the support that is being shown to the residents here in Moore County.
Pretty special to see what's happening there. Julian Grace live in Moore County. Thank you, Julian. More evidence of neighbors helping neighbors through this crisis. Some people are sharing generators and allowing their neighbors to store food in their refrigerator so it doesn't go bad. Gas stations are closed, restaurants and grocery stores shut down. The unexpected outage plunged residents in the dark, and now it's a struggle to keep warm.
I've tried to keep making soups and meals and hot tea and coffee and providing neighbors with some of those just basics that they need, but there are people who are without.
The curfew for all of Moore County is in effect from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m.
As we mentioned before, the attack knocked out power during a drag show that drew a lot of protests and counter demonstrations to downtown Southern Pines. The timing did raise questions about the events being potentially connected. WRAL's Matt Tallhelm talked with people who were in the theater for that show when the lights went out.
Here at the Sunrise Theater, downtown Divas is still on the marquee here. It is a dark theater and dark downtown because the power is still out here in Southern Pines like it's been since it went out during that drag show.
How you doing?
This is the colorful, energetic show Sarah Jessica Farber came to see at the Sunrise Theater in Southern Pines.
That's where I went, just for an escape, a good time, laugh, cheer. Enjoy a good show.
She'd passed the protesters outside, outnumbered by supporters with rainbow flags and signs. Inside, the first performers took to the stage for about 40 minutes before the theater went dark.
We were scared. We didn't know what was going on.
The show's host and headliner, Durham-based drag artist Naomi Dix, returned to the stage when she realized the power was out, and not just inside the theater.
Even though inside and mentally we may be terrified, we just have to make sure that we are keeping our calm so that everyone else around us feels safe.
That safety is facing increasing threats. A new report from LGBTQ advocacy group GLAAD shows there have been 124 anti-drag incidents nationwide so far this year. North Carolina and Texas have seen the largest number of threats, 10 each.
We don't scare that easy, and we're not going anywhere.
Sandhills Pride Executive Director Lauren Mathers wants to avoid speculating on a connection between the outage and the show her group organized.
We received no indication in any of the hate, and we got some serious hate, that there would be anything like this on the infrastructure of our county.
That show continued with the crowd using cell phones to light up the theater. Farber believes whoever is behind this attack on the power grid meant to create fear.
It's jarring. You don't have to be in one of those quote unquote other categories to end up on the wrong side of this, because this kind of hate and division hurts everybody.
The Moore County Sheriff says investigators have not been able to tie the attacks on the substations to the drag show here. I'm told by Southern Pines Police there were no incidents and no arrests during those protests. Matt Tallhelm, WRAL News, Southern Pines.
You can look for new and extensive information on this story as it develops on our website, WRAL.com.
In Myrtle Beach, the FBI is now involved in an investigation into a bomb threat that evacuated a drag brunch at a restaurant there. Police say they evacuated and searched the Mr. Fish restaurant yesterday. That threat turned out to be a hoax. A Facebook post shows Mr. Fish was hosting a drag brunch around that same time.
Taking a live look at the radar right now, you can see the rain starting to kind of move a little bit closer to our area. Some showers headed our way. Meteorologist Kat Campbell in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Kat, what's the timing look like for us?
I think most of us won't see rain until after midnight. You can see a few sprinkles showing up around Moore County, though, on the radar, and these may struggle to reach the ground initially. The air is still very dry, but we're going to see more moisture move in tonight. Eventually, the showers are likely to reach the ground overnight and into daybreak tomorrow, all thanks to this warm front that's lifting to the north. It's coming our way, and tomorrow it'll bring the chance for rain. Tomorrow morning, it's about a 40% chance for rain during the morning commute, but it's also going to bring a big difference in temperatures. I'll show you when temperatures could hit the 70s where you live coming up.
70s. All right, Kat, thanks.
Right now, authorities are searching for a missing 16-year-old and her newborn. Coming up, we're hearing from family for the first time as they explain their concerns. Plus, a candidate who is in the running for Raleigh mayor and city council faces serious charges. What warrants reveal coming up. Tonight, Cumberland County investigators are trying to find out who shot two people in a car during a possible road rage incident. The Sheriff's Department says this is the suspect vehicle. Deputies say someone inside fired shots at another car on Parkton Road in Hope Mills yesterday afternoon. Two people were hurt and taken to the hospital. Officials say the front seat passenger was a man wearing a bright orange long-sleeve sweater. If you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
We now know that a Durham pastor charged with child sex crimes was also a teacher. WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger was in court today, where a judge lowered his bond.
David Dixon had been in jail since late last week with a $10 million bond. Today in this courtroom, a judge reduced that amount to $1 million, saying she still believes that is a significant amount for significant charges.
My son is a good role model.
An appeal from a mother to lower her son's bond.
He preaches, he teaches, he He sings. He's a person that everybody loves.
WRAL reported Friday that David Dixon identifies himself as the senior pastor at Kingdom City Life Empowerment Church in Durham. Now we know he had also been working as a substitute teacher for 5th graders at the Community School of Digital and Visual Arts. The school's managing director tells me he was employed there for a few months this fall and was terminated as soon as the school learned of a complaint. He added no crimes are believed to have occurred at the school. Dixon is facing 4 counts of statutory sex offense with a 13-year-old and 1 count of indecent liberties with that same victim. I asked the school's managing director if that victim is a student. He told me he could not comment on that. He added the school has been cooperating fully with the Durham Police Department's investigation. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News in Durham.
Concerns are growing for a missing 16-year-old mother and her 1-month-old baby. A silver alert was issued for Takia Underwood and her infant, Kyrie. Both were seen leaving their home on Grouper Drive Saturday just before 7. Investigators in Cumberland County say Underwood has a medical condition and was without her medication, so she could be confused. Officials and family are also worried about them being outside, especially with near freezing temperatures overnight.
And the biggest thing is the grandbaby. Her baby, her safety, her well-being. I don't know who she's with and if she's been taken care of the way she's supposed to be taken care of.
Authorities say Underwood may be wearing a long brown and blonde wig and was also last seen wearing a white t-shirt, gray shorts, and multicolored Crocs. She was carrying a brown duffel bag. The infant was last seen wearing a green jacket and white blanket. If you have any information, you're asked to call 911.
Tonight, a candidate for Raleigh City Council and mayor is facing stalking and assault charges. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan is outside the Justice Center with more on what she's accused of doing.
Baloche is accused of stalking a Raleigh man, following him to a police station, and then using her car as a deadly weapon to ram into his vehicle more than once.
We really need to be careful about our development, about what that vision looks like in the long run.
That's Zainab Baloche speaking on WRAL's On the Record in 2019 when she was a candidate for the mayor of the city of Raleigh. Now the Raleigh native is facing several charges. Warrants show the 31-year-old was arrested at this police precinct on Six Forks Road on Sunday for misdemeanor stalking and assault with a deadly weapon. Warrants allege that Baloche harassed a man by following him to the Raleigh police station and intentionally crashing into his vehicle twice at a traffic light, as well as going to his residence. Warrants show that Baloche has no criminal history and was not in a relationship with the victim. Baloche, who founded Young Americans Protest, was a candidate for mayor in 2019 and a candidate for City Council District B in this past election, but dropped out of the race. In early October of this year, she posted these pictures to her Instagram and later took them down, showing her watching the sign of City Council member candidate Jonathan Melton burn. Baloche is out on bond. She's due back in court in January. Today, I called her to ask her about these charges, but she had no comment. Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News, Raleigh.
If you are looking for a way to give back this holiday season, you can help WRAL and the Salvation Army keep local children warm this winter. To make a donation now to WRAL Coats for the Children, you can scan the code on your screen, start a coat drive or fundraiser at your school or business, or drop off a coat at a participating neighborhood Jiffy Lube location. For more information on how you can support WRAL Coats for the Children, go to WRAL.com/coats. And maybe a raincoat is something that you need in the next few days. Meteorologist Kat Campbell joining us now from the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Kat.
A raincoat or an umbrella, good idea tomorrow and even early on Wednesday. But Coats for the Children happening on Friday, and it's over the weekend that we'll see a big temperature drop. So just in time to get the coats out there in the community soon. Let's take a look at our next weather maker. It's this warm front that's slowly lifting to the north. It's surrounded by all the cloud cover and the rain. It's typically light rain that you would see with a warm front, and that's because it's more of a gentle lift in the atmosphere than with a cold front, but it is going to push rain chances up and temperatures up. 75 in Dallas, 62 in Birmingham. We're at 51 in Raleigh right now, but this warmer air will be surging in from the south gradually over the next 48 hours. Depending on where you live tomorrow, it's really going to determine just how it feels outside. It'll be 55 in Roxborough, 56 in South Hill, around 60 degrees in the Triangle, but closer to Fayetteville, Goldsboro, we're talking mid-60s, potentially upper 60s to near 70 in Clinton. It'll be a milder day tomorrow, at least compared to today, but Wednesday is when you're really going to notice the difference. The cold front will still be nearby us tomorrow, bringing the rain, but by Wednesday, it's likely to be closer to the Virginia line, and that's where we've got the best chance for rain. But with it being to the north of most of us, temperatures are able to warm up everywhere into the mid-60s to mid-70s by Wednesday. Taking a wider view here of satellite and radar, not only will we have the temperatures going up with the front, but as I mentioned, rain chances. So let's talk more about rain timeline for tomorrow. It's not going to be a washout. It's not going to be an all-day rain, but there will be some scattered showers possible at pretty much any time tomorrow. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's about a 40% chance for rain. It would be light, at least for the morning commute. So check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner before you leave the house to get a better idea of where your morning commute could be impacted. 11 a.m. through about 3 p.m. That's likely to be the best chance for rain tomorrow. It's just some scattered showers pass through, likely quieting down though as we get a bit closer to the evening commute, and still a chance of a spotty light shower tomorrow night. That front that we're watching, it's just going to be stalled out near the area tomorrow, and that's why we could see some showers form along it at pretty much any time. Going with about a 50% chance for rain, 10 a.m. through lunchtime into the early afternoon. It's a chance for rain midday, but as we get into tomorrow evening, I do think that we'll see a lull in some of the activity. A couple days of milder temperatures near 70 Wednesday and Thursday. And Thursday, with that front pushing even farther to the north, it may actually be a drier day. So Thursday could be the token day this week to try to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. But just in time for the weekend, temperatures are likely to take a tumble. Highs back in the 50s with lows falling into the 30s.
That's quite a difference. We're going to feel that. Thanks, Kat.
Still ahead, a major effort to reunite a military veteran with his lost cat. How a Good Samaritan in Cumberland County is helping make it happen more than a month now after the pet was last seen.
Carrie Bake Sale benefiting a cure for spinal muscular atrophy gets a big boost from a neighbor.
This is an incredible story. Students from Dillard Drive Middle School, they organized this bake sale this weekend and did a great job. They raised in total $1,990 on their own, so well done there. But that wasn't the end of it. Organizers say the person walked over and handed them a check made out to Cure SMA for $60,000. The group shared this picture online, adding that the students were in tears after getting a gift that big. 100% of that money will go to Cure SMA. But what a generous thing, and what a great thing to do for those kids too, to feel such accomplishment there. Well done. New tonight, a reunion is in the making.
A Marine veteran's missing cat is on his way home to his owner. Loki escaped from Tim Allen's truck while he was making a delivery to a Cumberland County distribution center in October. The feline has traveled many miles with Allen, who even customized the cab in his truck for his pet. Allen had to head home to Kentucky all alone. A Good Samaritan brought a tabby cat to Animal Services over the weekend, and guess what? It's Loki. There he is. A family member picked up Loki today, and they're heading home to Allen.
Loki's a big boy.
He is.
Yeah, welcome home.
NBC's The Voice is getting closer to naming a winner.
The live semifinals are tonight. 8 singers vying for the 5 spots in next week's finale. Along with their solo performance, they're going to each also have a second one, a special duet. Artists will duet a Whitney Houston song. That's not easy to sing. Tonight, America will be casting votes to decide which 5 make next week's finale. The Voice airs tonight and tomorrow at 8 o'clock right here on WRAL.
Getting down to the wire.
That's right. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Our next newscast is at 10 on Fox 50 and at 11 on WRAL. Have a great night.
Local news doesn't stop here. Continue watching on all major streaming platforms with the WRAL app.